Primary 5, hope that you're fine. Today we're going to start Unit 9, Part 2, Present Simple Passive. Let's start. Once upon a time there was a little girl who went shopping with her mom and dad. Once she saw the cookies, she asked her mom, "Mom, please get me cookies." Mom said no. Then the girl started to cry. After that, her mom gave her the cookies and they went back home. But mom was so busy. That's why she left the girl alone. Then after an hour, she could hear nothing, only silence. What happened? So the mom went to see her girl. She found the girl but no cookies, only crumbs on her mouth. Mom asked her, "Who were the cookies eaten by?" She tried to not answer her questions, but finally she said, "It was eaten by me, Mom." Who was the slide broken by? I think it was broken by someone. Look, how many cars were produced in 2000 in China? I think thousands of cars were produced in 2000 in China. Now let's try to form a passive sentence. First of all, let's see the active. The active sentence starts with a subject, then a verb, then an object. But the passive sentence starts with what? Start with the object, then the verb, then the subject. As you see, okay? In the active, my uncle built a house, but in the passive, a house was built by my uncle. I can say by my uncle or I can say it, okay? If it's important, I can add it by my uncle. If it's not important, never mind if we can say it. We can say a house was built only, okay? Now let's form a passive question. But before we form it, let's see an example. Were your shoes cleaned by you? This is a yes and no question. What was eaten by her? This is WH question. How to form these two examples? Number one, was or were plus object plus past participle plus by. Why? Because this is yes and no question. Now let's form a WH question. In the WH question, we can start with any question word like what, when, where. Plus was or were according to the object. Is it singular or plural? Then we add past participle, then by. Clear now? I hope it's. Let's see, when do we use the passive voice? We use the passive voice when we are not interested to mention the agent. So most passive sentences don't include it, okay? Let's see an example. I was invited to a party. Okay, here we started with the subject I, then was invited to a party. I didn't say the agent, but if the agent is very important, I can include it with the word by. For example, America was discovered by Christopher Columbus, okay? Yippee, it's practice time again. Let's study these examples. Jack and Molly were taken to the aquarium by their father. The exhibition was called Deep Sea Discovery. The exhibition was designed by scientists. Now it's your turn to study these sentences and try to match them together. Please make pausing and try to think in the answer, okay? Now, have you finished? Number one, the aquarium was visited by lots of children. Number two, the sea creatures were filmed with special cameras. The cameras were placed deep in the sea. The controls were worked by visitors in the aquarium. The sea creatures were shown on video screens. Molly was fascinated by wonderful sea creatures. Were you correct or no? Now let's play a game together. You're going to make past passive questions and send them to me. But this question, you're gonna do it and ask your parents, your brother, your sister about an answer, okay? Are you ready? I'm going to make an example in front of you. For example, number one, the book's written. So how to make a question? So I'm going to start with who, where the book's written by. Who? I think the books were written by Roald Dahl. Okay, so follow me and send me your answers.